Hi, good morning. Welcome to week 3 of reversing insulin resistance. We are talking about sleep today. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. Super happy to have you. I'm Dr. Michael Henderson, board certified lifestyle medicine and family medicine, helping you not just treat disease, but reverse disease. And we are talking this today about sleep and how to optimize it, because did you know poor sleep, less than 6 hours a night, actually increases the risk of diabetes by 30%. There's a ton of other science that goes along with this, but let's dive into actionable how we're going to go through this week. And if you're not even in our program, this is still going to be very beneficial for you, because you'll learn a couple ways that you can kind of tweak your sleep. And then I have something super special. By the time you get this video, we're going to have another video with Elspeth Fast, who's been working with sleep and being a therapist for sleep for 32 years. A little bit of chills going on because I'm so excited to talk to her and learn some of the strategies that she implements to help people with PTSD, depression, anxiety, other mental health conditions, and even just simply needing sleep. So let's dive into it. So this week, week 3, sleep optimization, the goals are to learn how sleep affects hunger hormones and blood sugar. Components of healthy sleep hygiene, how to create an optimal sleep environment, and then strategies for falling asleep and staying asleep quickly. So we already talked about, I'm just going through this. This is page 12 now. Sleep and metabolism, it totally messes with your hormones. And then the other thing too is eating late at night. What do? You're not using the energy, therefore you store it. So there's just a lot with mental health, sleep disorders, and insulin and metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. They go like hand in glove. Like there's so many connections and interplays. So the big picture is you need good sleep. The trick that you're going to learn a lot with from Elizabeth too is you can't force sleep. You can't overthink it. You can't like put so much energy into it and then expect it to happen. It happens naturally. So you set yourself up for it, and if it happens, it happens. So there's so many mental components to it. So let's go into sleep hygiene. I have a whole handout that's like 30, no, maybe like 12 pages long about sleep hygiene. But I'm going to go through a couple here, and these you can rate yourself. And if you're not even in this course, feel free to rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. How are you doing on these sleep hygiene? Consistent bedtime and wake time, even on the weekend. The goal is within an hour of consistent wake time and sleep time, even on the weekend. So how do you do on that? Cool, dark, quiet bedroom, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Comfortable mattress and pillows. Some would debate that, but anyway, you can rate yourself. No screens at least 1 hour before bed. And that even includes checking and getting an alarm set for your phone. No screens at least an hour before bed. No caffeine after 2. Large meals finished at least 3 hours before bed. Regular exercise, but not within 3 hours. Stress management routine. What are you doing to manage stress, to think about stress, to bring yourself back to the present moment? Exposure to bright light in the morning, it's huge. And then use bedroom only for sleep and intimacy. So how do you do on those things? That's a big indicator of sleep. And those are kind of the highest yield sleep hygiene practices. So rate yourself. Next, creating your sleep routine. Let's use what it is that we rated and said, hey, I'm going to implement a couple of these things. And we learned from last week how to set a SMART goal. Please feel free to set a SMART goal for a couple sleep routine tweaks. So I give a sample here, but you get to come up with your sleep routine. Usually a sleep routine is great if it's like 30, 60 minutes. Some people overthink this a little bit, little insight, where they're like, okay, so no one's talking to me. It's only quiet. I have my RA blue light blocking glasses on, and I'm just going to go throughout my house. And this is my sleep routine. It's like part of your sleep routine could be putting your kids to bed and reading a story and saying, I'm spending these 10, 15 minutes with my children as part of my sleep routine. That's actually a really big hack, right? Where it's like they're not a disruption, but an enhancement. Because sometimes some might say that children are a slight distraction obstacle in evening to us doing other things like work related, but one day those kids will be out of the house and you'll be wishing you spent time. So anyway, small little tweak there. However, that could be part of it. And what are you going to do? You're going to help them have good sleep routine and hygiene by turning down the lights and reading a story with low lights. What about a candle or a low light, right? Fire safety. Just something that is in your routine to get some of these hygiene practices in check. Part of your sleep routine might even be like, hey, in the morning, I have my morning tea or devotional study or God time out in nature, out with sunlight. So a lot of things going through. So create your sleep routine, write it down. If you don't write it down, it's not going to happen, okay? If you're watching this, you're like, I'll write it down later. Comment below if you're going to actually, if you actually do write it down. I'd love to know. All right. Then we have some daily practices where you're going to be implementing this new routine. And then at the end of the week, you're going to write down some sleep challenges. Like my biggest sleep challenges were this. We're going to be learning this week. That's one of the big things. Also, solutions you'll try. So that's it for the week, right? A little bit of learning and then assessing and then creating your sleep routine. In the back of the binder, we've got week 3. The only thing that you do is you track, like what time do I go to bed, what time do I wake up, how many hours of sleep did I get, how well rested do I feel, and what's my energy level, and if there's any notes. So just keep that throughout the week so you can kind of get some objective measure. Do I have any fun stories or anything else I want to share in conclusion of this sleep? Maybe just a little bit of some stories. I got a buddy, Jeff, that I helped with reversing insulin resistance. And this was the final tick for him to really start seeing improvement in numbers, not have to get on insulin, not have to increase medications, because previously he was working the night shift and was doing a lot of other lifestyle stuff to reverse insulin resistance, but it just wasn't all there. Eating healthy, exercise, muscle mass. And all of a sudden one day he called me, he's like, Henderson, he's like, you'll never guess what my doctor said. He said, whatever you're doing, keep it up. And I was like, what did you do? And he said, I just basically got a new job where I don't work nights. And now his sleep's in nice sync and food is matched up and circadian rhythms are with the light and he's feeling so much happier. And so sometimes this is one of the tweaks. It's tricky when you're an adolescent. It is shown that circadian rhythm gets a lot later, but there's some debate that you can work against that and you can reset it. But teenagers, it is so common that they just want to stay up. And then they don't want to wake up in the morning until like 9, 10, 11 o'clock, right? They just become these night owls. So pushing against that just a little bit by some of these sleep hygiene can help. I'm done. Make it an awesome week. Have a great sleep.